Hi, this is Paz from Pictures, Noise and Words, and today I'll be ranking all the studio albums from power metal titans Helloween, one of my favourite bands. Often probably don't get enough credit than they deserve. Still don't. I remember going getting all the music magazines like Kerrang! Metal Hammer and amongst others when I was a lot younger, religiously getting them, and it'd be rare if Helloween were in it, unfortunately. So I think there was cast off as cliched, a bit cheesy, but I never bought into any of that. I think it didn't help with some of the choices they made early doors after the Keeper albums, but we'll get on to that. So without further ado, we've got 14 albums to get through. Without further ado, I'll go through my least favourite, which I can't find. I do have the CDs somewhere. It was in my car, but it's not in the car, and I can't find it around the house. Hopefully I've thrown it into a deep disused canal, because I don't like it at all. And that is the latest one. It's My God-Given Right. Terrible album. It's too long for a start. There's Heroes is alright and Battles Won's alright, but they're nothing too spectacular. And I think if the best stuff on this album probably wouldn't even get on any of their 4 or 5 preceding albums. It's by the numbers, and probably what the word lackluster was invented for. Didn't like it. It's just no surprises on there. Going through the motions. It's Helloween kind of running out of ideas, and you can see why they sort of got the Pumpkins United, invigorate the band, and probably come up with something quite strong next. But yeah, don't like it at all. And if Hedgy's been very nice, I might put the artwork here or here. Who knows? Doesn't deserve to have the artwork up. Don't like it at all. So the next one on the list is again a little bit unfair, but you can probably see it in the bottom corner. Is we can see all hide that. Is Chameleon. Now this is a little bit unfair to rank this amongst Helloween's discography, because for me it's not a Helloween album. It's just an album that Helloween did, so it's pretty difficult. Does that make sense? So it's difficult to rank it against all the other metal albums around it, but it's part of the discography. So I don't visit this often, and I think it's a good album. It's just not a Helloween album. Stuff like Music's pretty good. Longings and I Believe are great songs to finish it off with. Giants is okay. But I think this is a great misstep. This would be a great solo project for one of them, probably Michael Kiske. The Helloween album didn't quite work, and you can see why they changed back to what they were doing before on the next one. So don't dislike it, just dislike it as a Helloween album, if that makes sense. Right, next on the list. And an album I played a lot when it came out, and I enjoyed it, and I still enjoy the highlights of it today, is the one that preceded that one, which is Pink Balls Go Ape. I think Helloween were on a steep rise up to this point, and then Heavy Metal Hamsters came along, and even though it's meant as a joke, I don't think it was taken as that, and probably one of the reasons why British press sort of ignore them. But Kids of the Century is pretty good. Back on the Streets, I think it's a cracker. Going Home's good. Someone's Crying is a fantastic track. The Chance is pretty good as well. Not bad songs, not a bad album, to be honest. I just think I don't come back to this one, and I think what they've done since before this has been after Chameleon's been a lot better, apart from the new one. Yeah, not bad. I certainly wouldn't pick it up first if you're going into Helloween's discography. I wouldn't pick this up straight away. Certainly missed Kai Hansen, I think, on that one. His direction. Next one, I just couldn't get into and I still have struggled getting into. It's 2005's Keeper of the Seven Keys, The Legacy. You can see that. I don't want to use the phrase "money for all rope," because it's not bad. It's got some good ones on it. I think the epic King for 1,000 Years is okay. I don't think it stacks up against the other Keeper songs that they've got. Occasion Avenue is good fun. Invisible Man, it's 2 minutes too long. Born on Judgment Day is all right. Silent Rain is a belter of a song. And it's long enough to fit on one CD. So why they made a double CD? I don't know. Like the Universe is really boring. Do you know what you're fighting for? Is By the Numbers. Some people really like this, but it never clicked with me. I think the production on the drums spoils this one a little bit. I think the snare's a bit too fat and loud. Yeah, it's just not. I mean, it's in keeping with all the stuff that preceded it and after it. I don't know. I just don't think the songs are consistently strong enough. They're consistently stronger on other albums. Not bad. Overall, just not one to reach for when I want to listen to some Helloween. The next one is a controversial choice, and one reason why it's so low down on my list is for the similar reasons. I think take away all the fast, exciting songs, and what you're left with isn't really that exciting. And that's the last one with Roland Grappo and Ukush on it. It's Helloween The Dark Ride. Slightly different production on it. It's smoother, dark production. Well, Mr. Torture, don't like that at all. Didn't like that as a start. All Over the Nations is pretty good. If It Could Fly is pretty good. Salvation's good. We've Done the Night's pretty good. And The Dark Ride is one of my favourite Helloween songs. It's a great place to finish it. But stuff like Mirror Mirror and I Live For Your Pain, I can take or leave them. It's low down, but I still really enjoy it. It's got some really good high moments on this one. I think we got the Departed Sun Is Going Down. It's not a bad track, but I think it was better when Uli Kush did it as a solo, re-recorded it for Beautiful Sin. And this next one is quite surprised how low down this was. Just shows you how much quality that Helloween have got in their discography, because this is a cracker of an album, but you have to put them in some kind of order, don't you? And that's Seven Sinners. Very, very heavy album. Are You Metal? Where the Sinners Grow. These are some belting tracks on it. Quite a long album, got 13 tracks on it, but full value for money. Very heavy, very fast. It's probably the one closest to the debut one that they did. Great performance from Andy Darius as well. Highly recommended. If you haven't got this one, if you've got one of the later Helloween ones, it's a good one to start with. Yeah, good album that. Good album. Shame it's so low down. The next one is it's usually quite low on other people's lists, but I really liked it when it came out, and that's Rabbit Don't Come Easy. I usually put the nice dates on. That's about 2003, 4? 2003. There you go. I really like this. I think it's got some really standout tracks on it. Liar being one of them. It's as good as anything they've done. Listen to the Flies is fantastic. Say not a lot of people really liked this when it came out, but I thought it was tremendous. And this is the one that followed The Dark Ride. So they lost a drummer and guitar player prior to this, so and that's why it's called Rabbit Don't Come Easy, because you have to kind of start again. And yeah, I think they had about 2 drummers on this one. Mark Cross being one of them. Another guy who couldn't actually play that fast, so I had to give way to I can't remember the new guy's name. New guitar player in, and you think, oh yeah, new guitar player is quite new, but he's been in Helloween 16 years now. It's a good place for him to start. It's a good songwriter too, Sasha Gertzner. Yeah, get my brain ready. Yeah, I thought it was fairly strong album, and a good one in their discography. Next one is Andy Darris's debut, Master of the Rings, from 93, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, what a comeback this was after the disappointment of Chameleon. It was nice to see them get back on track with Master of the Rings. I mean, Soul Survivor, what a fantastic song that is. I put the artwork for Perfect Gentleman on the back, so I tried to open it up. Where the Rain Grows is fantastic. Why, brilliant. Mr. Ego, brilliant. Perfect Gentleman, brilliant. I mean, that was what an opening lot of tracks that is. The Game Is On is alright. Secret Alibi, Take a Leave, Take Me Home is alright. In the Middle of the Heartbeat, I think they come with stronger ballads. Still We Go is one of my favourite Helloween tracks. What a fantastic song that is. Yeah, really, and it's sort of a great metal comeback. I thought that, because they seem to be on the ropes, and this is a good way for them to get back into the fans' consciousness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top 6. Next one is this one's really strong. It's 2007's Gambling with the Devil. You got Kill It, The Saints, Paint a New World. What a fantastic song that is. The Bells of Seven Hells, wonderful. IME, Falling to Pieces. It's really strong entry. And to be honest, if you've not heard of Helloween before, any of this and above, give them a whirl. I mean, this wonderful album. This even the CD. It's got 2 CDs. It's got Find My Freedom. Why that didn't make the top 12 songs on here, I don't know. I'm not sure why it's on a bonus CD. Really strong stuff. New Helloween on top of the game with this one. Next one is, I'm going to have to lump these together. The EP, or mini LP, and The Walls of Jericho, because I consider it them because it came in one CD, but I'm putting both together because I enjoy both as much. I mean, This Is Helloween is a very different beast. It's got Kai Hansen on vocals. It's very raw, and it's probably more akin to speed metal than power metal. I'm a bit. I found the mini LP a bit of a mixed bag. Starlight's good. Victim Phase alright, but it's Walls of Jericho, which is just wonderful. Ride the Sky and How Many Tears are two of my favourite Helloween songs, bar none. Heavy Metal is the Law. It's also just awesome. Guardians, Puppets on a String. Wonderful stuff. And I think if you like later. If you've not heard this and you like later Helloween, you might not like this straight away, but it's worth persevering with. The production's very, very raw. I mean, it sounds like a demo at the time, and it's really fast. Not for the faint of heart, but a classic nonetheless. And I think probably one of the first times Iron Maiden aside where you had something that was so thunderous and ferocious, but had amazing melody over the top, singable melodies like Ride the Sky and How Many Tears. The melodies and that are just wonderful. Right, next 1, 2, 3, top 4. Oh, it's going to get controversial. Top 4, 5, top 5. I've lost count. Who count? Forgive me. We have 2013's Straight Out of Hell. this album is so consistent. Nabatea, World of War, two great openers, and for me, doesn't really let up. I think all of it's fairly strong, apart from the song Asshole. Probably not their strongest song they've ever done, but everything else around it is really good. Straight Out of Hell's really good. Burning Sun is probably one of the best songs they've done post Keepers, I think. Really strong, which is why my God Given Right is such a letdown, because it felt like all the leftovers from this. If you haven't heard this one, get it. It's fast, it's heavy, and just a bag full of great melodies and songs. And also shows you how much Andy Derris was an integral part of Helloween. Still stays. His songwriting chops are really good. This album especially. Right, here we go. No, we're down to four left. Right, controversial choice. I'm going to go with Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 2. Now, I've got it in a dual thing, so there you go. Looks like that. And that'll probably shock a few people, but I'll tell you why. I have never liked Rise and Fall and You Always Walk Alone off this album. You could take those two songs out and it'd probably be number one for me, because everything else around, Eagle Fly Free, Dr. Steen, I've heard that far too many times, I think. We Got the Right. It's just wonderful. Wonderful vocal performance from Michael Kiske. March Time is one of my favourite Halloween songs of all time. I Want Out, again, I've heard it too many times. Keep the Seven Keys, probably not as strong as Halloween. And I think if they'd swapped out You Always Walk Alone with Savers, which is the bonus one, which wasn't on the original pressing that I had, and got rid of Rise and Fall, it probably would be number one for me. But it's just those two songs really take the sting out. I remember listening to it first time and going, I'm not sure about this. I mean, Dr. Steen picked it up a little bit. But yeah, overall, when I come back, I always chop up that album a little bit to listen back to it. That's why it's only made fourth in my spot on the list. Right, that's third. Actually, saw them at Donington on that tour. I think they were first on in 88, I think it was. Third, which is the second one by Andy Derris, The Time of the Oath. This one blew me away. And it sort of kind of came a bit left field, because I enjoyed Master of the Rings, but I thought, they're going to carry on in this that vein, really. A lot of bands that they come up with about 4 or 5 songs, the rest are a bit meh, like that. But it'd still be interesting because those 4 or 5 songs are worth it. But then after Master of the Rings, they came up with this masterpiece. Every song on here is just wonderful. Some of my favourites are on here. Kings Will Be Kings, Mission Borderlands is really good. Before the War, it's just not so long ago, I on Facebook I posted up my top 10 favourite guitar solos that I really like. They're personal to me. That caused a few arguments, must admit. And solo on Before the War made that top 10. If you've not heard it, go listen to it. It's fantastic the way it's constructed and played, and the ideas in it is just wonderful. We Burn is just an amazing opener. Teal Tormentor, didn't like it at first, but I've grown to love it. Power's really strong. Forever and One, really strong ballad. If I Knew, underrated ballad by Helloween there, and chock to brim of 12 really long. It's a really long album and not much that's weak on it at all. Highly recommended. Good place to start for if you've not heard any stuff with Andy Derris. Right, number 2, and it might be a bit of a surprise for people that it's so high on this list. And I was watching a video the other day with this guy's favourite Helloween album, and this is controversial to aside. Helloween's better than Raw. It's the one that came after Time of the Oath. I just absolutely love this. Production on it is really heavy, really raw, full of energy. But it's the songs. Again, nothing really weak on here for me. Push, what a great opener that is. Falling Higher, another belter. Hey Lord, mid-tempo stomping that Andy Darius is just brilliant at. Don't Spit on My Mind, another grinder. Revelation, I think Uli Kush, the drummer, wrote that one. Why, I don't know, because the footwork on that is just so complex. Why would you write that for? Write something so difficult to play for yourself. Either way, it sounds really good. I Can's really catchy. All topped off at the end by one of the best Helloween songs, Midnight Sun. If you've not heard that, go listen to it now. The whole thing is just wonderful, chock full of great songs. Not much to choose between these two, so get them both. Absolutely wonderful. Helloween, comfortable with new Andy Darius leading the charge. He's a great songwriter, and I think he invigorated the band. Catch them. And my number 1 is Keep the 7 Keys Part 1. Doesn't have the missteps, in my opinion, of Rise and Fall and etc. So overall, it's a much there's the cover. A much tighter affair. Very little chaff to chop away. No fat at all. That's cover. It's got part 1 and part 2 all together. I mean, I'm Alive. Just what an anthem that is. A Little Time. Twilight of the Gods. It's just, what a amazing middle section on that. The way it kicks in is just, oh god. A Tale That Wasn't Right. Fantastic ballad there. Future World and the fantastic Helloween, whose solo is also made in my top 10 solos of all time. I might make a list of that. That'll annoy people. No fat on this album at all. Just quality power metal, and what a wonderful performance from Michael Kiske for his debut recording. Absolutely fantastic. Band really on point on this one. There you go. Keep the 7 Keys Part 1. I'm quite surprised that Part 2 dropped down so long when I was doing this evaluation. I mean, if you asked me about 10 years ago, that might have all changed. But you listen to some stuff and 10, 20 years later, and you appreciate music or albums differently than you did so long ago. So there you go. Any comments, just let me know. If you disagree, disagree. But certainly later Helloween, not the latest one because that's terrible. I think if you've not heard it, I think you owe it yourself to give it a listen. Thanks very much. See you soon.